Hey everybody, today I'm going to attempt to repair my chute for my Troy-Bilt lawn tractor. I would buy a new one, but I don't think they sell it anymore. The tractor's at 2006 and it's 2021, so I don't know if they sell these parts anymore. So my neighbor used to borrow my lawn tractor, and what he did is he had drilled holes in it and pop riveted pieces of aluminum on it, but the aluminum was so thin the aluminum just broke. So I've gone ahead and removed all that stuff. As you can see, it's split from that end all the way about up to here. So what we bought is we went ahead and bought the Chicago Electric plastic welder from Harbor Freight. I bought some new welding rods and I bought some more wire ties. I'm going to use the wire ties to try to hold it together. And then on this one here, I've seen other people use the metal screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to melt the metal screen in and then put the extra plastic in it to see if I can get this fixed. So let me get this thing. Well, you know, I got you already here. Let me go ahead and see if I can open this up for you. Let's see what's in the box. So we have like a soldering gun that's got a big flat tip to put the heat out. That's probably what you need. And it came, oh, look at all the plastic. It came with a whole bunch of plastic. And this plastic here feels just like the plastic on that chute. And then it came with this little tiny stand so you don't melt anything, but I don't think, there we go. There we go. Oh, and it came with like this metal screen. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut the metal screen to put over the seam and melt that in. So that's what we're gonna try to do. All right, well, let me get the soldering gun plugged in and heating up, and we'll get this wire tied together to try to get this thing, because what's happening is the grass is shooting up and then getting stuck. It was getting stuck on all those pop rivets, and then the chute was clogging up. So I'm trying to fix this to make it smooth inside again so it doesn't catch the grass. All right, let me get the soldering gun plugged in, excuse me, the plastic welder plugged in, and this wire tied up to try to hold it in the right position, and we'll get started. All right, so I already used the holes that my neighbor had put in here to kind of wire tie this thing together. And then I cut a piece of the mesh, which is wire screen, and it's not quite all the way back here, but right here it's not quite level, so I might have to keep my hand inside to keep that level. And I've had that heated up. You can see now it's turned blue because it's getting hot. So let me set you guys up here so you can see. Go. So what I think I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and start melting the screen in. And I wish I had another pair. Let's see how this works. Well, there we go. It's starting to. So it takes a little bit to get used to, but as you can see, it's starting to melt the screen in. Let me get a Now this is the small one, only the 80-watt one, so it's going to take some time to melt this screen in. Is that bending? It looks like the tip has bent up from me just pushing on it. Let me maybe not push as hard on it. It's definitely hot enough to melt this plastic. See, I just melted the screen into the piece. As you can see, it is melting the screen in like it's supposed to. Let me get this piece melted in and lined up, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Alrighty, I worked on it for about 15 minutes, and I've gotten from here down to here down, which is roughly 3, 6, maybe 8 inches. And it definitely has, I added a little bit of material here with the plastic pieces that they provide, but I have not done any from about here down. This is all just melted in, and it is really strong. So what I did is the wire ties are holding it, but I take the iron and I go ahead and I melt the seam a little bit to get it lined up, and then I'll go ahead and put more screen in and work my way down. So now I'm going to cut this wire tie off and continue down with more screen. So this took me 15 minutes, so that will take me another 15 minutes. Probably the other will probably take me another 15 minutes to here, and then on down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll probably take me about an hour to do all of this. Now, one thing I have noticed, the tip on this has bent now. Now, I don't know if it has bent because it just bent, or it has come loose because there's a screw that holds the tip in. I'm not going to take it apart until I'm done, because I don't want to let the soldering gun, well, the plastic welding gun cool completely down while I'm on a roll. So now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and cut myself another piece of the mesh and just keep working down. As you see, it's definitely has fixed this broken piece. And I'll probably come back and add some more plastic to it after I'm done. So now I'm going to cut this one off and continue working down. And like I said, all you do is you just take the welder and you heat the screen up till it melts into the plastic, and that has really given this a lot of strength. There you go. See how that one worked? This is only the $16 one. They have a $59 one and a $69 one that's a lot more powerful to do this faster, but I have some time. I don't mind doing it. And then once you figure out how long to leave it in position to melt it in, then you just keep moving right on down. So let me cut a new piece, cut this wire tie off, and we'll come back. So up here where the seam is, it kept moving back and forth. So what I did is I kept the wire ties on and lined it up, and then I used the gun and melted it and then stopped and let that cool down. Then I relined the pieces together so they're flush, and I just have melted it, cut the wire ties, melted it, and gone on up and all the way up here. I added a little bit of material up here because it needed some, so I have. Alrighty, I got all the screen melted in, and then the kit comes with this plastic. This is definitely the plastic to use on this type of plastic. I tried one of these pieces, but this is kind of more like modeler's plastic. This was that separate welding rods that I bought. So definitely this. Use this on the black plastic, the like lubricated type of plastic. So after I melted the screen in, I went back over it and I melted some of these tubes in there to try to give it some extra strength. And I'll tell you what, it's definitely strong. Melting the screen in was definitely a good idea. Now let's get to the tool part. By putting pressure on it, I have bent the tip all the way over, but it still works. So now I just hold it this way and use it instead of using it, you know, this way. It's unplugged, it's still got heat in it. So I just went over and just melted some more plastic in it and made sure I got the underneath plastic hot so the new plastic sticks on top of it. Except for the tip bending over, you know, it's a $16 tool. What do you expect? It has worked. It has done exactly as advertised, except for the tip bending over. I have added material to it. If I wanted to come back over and smooth it out, I can, but I really don't care about the looks of it. But it's strong. I think it has fixed it. Now getting back to using wire ties as plastic, would not recommend it. Here's a piece of the wire tie that I tried to seal the hole up with. Watch this. It's just brittle and just breaks away. I would not recommend using wire tie. Here's another piece. I would not recommend using the wire tie. There, see how it just snapped off? I would not recommend using wire ties as a plastic at all. And for $16, oh, it also came, I didn't realize it, it came with a wire brush so you can clean stuff. So I had already cleaned this off with some gum cutter and a rag. So for what you get for $16, you know, if you use the gun one time and you break the tip off and you throw it away, it's still a great deal. It has just fixed my piece that I could not get fixed or replaced. So I am very happy with it. I even wrapped I even got the screen up in here. So now I only have half my screen left. They don't sell a replacement screen, but this replacement screen is just a metal screen. It's not magnetic. Here's my flashlight with a magnet. It is non-magnetic, so it's probably stainless steel or it's aluminum. I don't know, but I don't care. It did its job. All right, everybody, I think I'm gonna leave it at this. So the Chicago Electric 80-watt iron plastic welding kit, I think I'm going to give it a thumbs up. It definitely repaired my piece that I needed it repaired. The only thing is the tip bent around backwards, but I can live with that as long as it doesn't break. And if I have to buy another one, $16. How can you go wrong? All right, everybody, thanks a lot for watching. Please subscribe. You could always do that in that corner there. If you'd like to leave me a tip, you could always do it right here in the thanks section. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you all in the next one.